All right, well, Ed Markey might want to remember his old colleague, Harry Reid, because it technically started with the former Senate Majority Leader, of course, who started this when he was angered by Republican slow approval of Barack Obama judicial nominations, and then implemented the simple majority rule that carries to this day. Back with Kat Timp and Kathy Aru, Jen Kerns. Kathy, there's enough blame to go around whether you like this process or not, but I believe Harry started it.
Yeah, and it's just so ugly, and it's so sad that it got so divided, that the country is so divided, and what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Who's going to be fired up for the midterms?
Who is? Yeah. Who's more fired up?
Oh my gosh, I'm willing to think that those who are comfortable and happy are perhaps the winners in this, who are the Republicans.
But so if maybe you're comfortable and happy, you're not fired up.
You stay home and you stay on that couch. So hopefully the Democrats come out and they're still angry in November.
Kat Timp, I'm looking at what Senator Markey had to say, and then to put the finger at Mitch McConnell and this whole thing about, you know, the simple majority versus the old 60-vote days and all. That did technically start with Harry Reid. Now, both sides get angry. The others, you always wonder if a Democratic president came in, Democrats ran the show, whether they'll remember this incident and get very, very nasty, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but it always gets bad.
Yeah, I do think that if Democrats ran the show, it absolutely would get nasty. These are emotional issues. These aren't just about This isn't about simple policy nuances or something like that. People look at Judge Kavanaugh's confirmation as a very emotional issue, and emotional issues make people fired up. I think that people haven't just said, oh, I kind of don't like President Trump, or, gee, I wish Hillary would have won. It's no, Trump is the worst thing that's happened to America. Trump is such a disaster. A lot of people on the left, there's no nuance there. It's that he's the absolute worst. Everything he's done is the absolute worst. And I think that if they did gain control, they would have some pushback based on what I'm seeing so far.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, let's not forget it wasn't just Harry Reid that started this. It was also an advisor to Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel, started this whole vitriolic right versus left when he said he would bring a gun to a knife fight. That's really, you can really trace it back when you look through the history of how politics got so nasty. It was during the Obama administration, and it was right after Rahm Emanuel said that. So,
well, I could go back a little further to when Eve took the apple. And, I mean, but you know, you can argue back about this, but is it a sense now that you have, I mean, obviously, these two sides have to work together going forward after the midterms on a lot of crucial stuff, or they could just talk past each other. And I've always noticed every time I've gotten down to Washington that actually they get along with each other quite well. I call this professional wrestling, but I see them backslapping each other and having a good time and all. And then on cue, when they get before a microphone, they sound just crazy.
Well, they are friends. I mean, that is the secret that most people don't realize. People are friends in Washington, D.C. They do go out to dinner. They do get along. But I don't think it's an act when they go on. When they go on, it's for the constituents. It's what they believe in. And it is, they do have to answer to those who put them there. But,
you know, I use Ronald Reagan example. Fair and Balanced will use JFK as an example, where they were very big on not making the other side look bad. So if Ronald Reagan was getting a lot of what he wanted, he would advise his folks, you know, what does Tip O'Neill need? What at the time does Jim Wright need? And there was a need for that. The JFK was the same thing, and when he was pushing legislation, a lot of his key things came into effect, sadly, after his death. But the approach was, what can we do to still help us, but not make them look bad, because I'm going to need them down the road. There's none of the look after them down the road.
I think the backslapping and the having drinks together in the halls of the Senate, I think that's going to take a while to heal. I think that's not going to happen.
No, I want to see them having drinks in the Senate. That would be a very good.
They might get more done.
I think
they might get more done. They might get a little more done if they were a little buzzed. I don't know. You might be onto something there. But this is more than just.
There we go. Kavanaugh right there.
This is more. We don't want to get ahead of the curve here, but in honor of the future Justice Kavanaugh, this solves a lot of problems and brings a lot of people together.
I don't know if that will do it, but I think we're at the point where we should try anything and everything. Ladies, thank you all very, very much. The crowd's building up outside the United States Supreme Court. The Senate is still talking inside the well of the Senate.